This just came up 4 minutes ago, my time of filming this. Home builders have 26.8% of all the homes currently listed for sale on the US housing market. The long-term average is only 15%. This is very interesting. I think about this in terms of Florida, right? That's where I'm at. I'm in Florida, and where I'm at, they are building like it's going out of style. It's crazy. They're building and building and building and building and building. And I'm like, who are you selling to? And what are you doing to the pricing down here? Because they can just slash prices. And right, he says, while it would be great for builders to build more, we really need more existing owners to sell. But a lot of existing owners, this is part of the problem. A lot of existing owners are not going to sell because they can't sell their houses because the home builders who have built like mad are slashing their prices and can afford to slash their prices like crazy, that it's killing comps. Why would somebody buy? I mean, there are reasons. Let me just start. There are reasons. Like I have reasons why I wouldn't do it, but people have their reasons why. Why would you buy? But you have to think about it. Why would you buy an older house where your insurance cost is going to be higher when you could buy a brand new, never lived in house where they can buy down the rate? They are slashing prices on that also just to move inventory. And your insurance costs are going to be a lot lower on a new build than they are for any existing house. A new build is going to be cheaper for you monthly to own than buying an older house. And when that sells for a lower price, it brings the comps down. So the person with a 4.2 or a 3.2 or whatever, that's 1,800 square feet or 2,000 square feet or whatever it is, that's the same stats as the new build, but it's 30 years old or 40 years old or whatever, right? 20 years old. It's like before at the peak, you could have sold that house for $450, but now you can only sell it for, say, $300. I'm just using arbitrary numbers, right? It doesn't matter if you only owe $100,000 on the house and you're still making money. You're like, yo, I don't have to sell. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of those sellers, those owners of houses that don't have to sell. This is not the same thing as 2008. That's the thing. There's a lot more people that own pre-existing houses that do not have to sell. They're not being forced to sell. They maybe want to sell. Maybe they would like to sell, right? It'd be, it'd be nice maybe if we could sell and we get our price, but if we don't get a price, we're just going to pull it off the market. There's a lot more of that. So I think these new builds need to get absorbed. I think it's just going to take more time. Ultimately, it's just going to take more time, more years, basically. These new builds need to be absorbed and prices need to bottom out. I'm talking specifically in Florida. This is not for every area of the country. Prices need to bottom out, which may be happening right now. Maybe. I mean, maybe things just continue to go down, but maybe things are bottoming right now. They're getting a little bit solidified. We'll see how this upcoming season, how houses do there. If that happens, that would be a good thing for anybody that owns a house, that's for sure. But also, it's still a really good time to buy. It is. There are deals everywhere. I think that this is going to just continue to be a problem. People that don't need to sell aren't going to sell, especially if they're not getting a price that they want or that's reasonable to what they want. Particularly investors. I mean, I think that this also depends, because it's like particularly investors. Well, if the investors made money or are making money, then okay, fine. But if they're going to lose money on a deal, what was the point of investing? If they have to sell to raise capital for other deals and other opportunities, okay, that's one thing. That's an option, right? If they have to sell because they're just hemorrhaging, that's an option. But if they don't have to, again, if they don't have to sell and the investment is performing or it's breaking even or whatever it is, if they can deal with it, then why? I have an investment property. I'm never selling the damn thing. I'm never selling it. It's not on my horizon. I don't see it. Because there's no reason to. I have no reason to. You need a reason to sell. If you don't have a reason to sell, you're not going to. Price is a reason to sell. Good and bad. So that's where I think this is super interesting. But really, 26.8% of all homes currently listed are from home builders. I mean, that just tells you where the long-term average is 15%. That tells you that they're overbuilding. There's these two narratives that are going back and forth. You know, there's this narrative. There's this that clearly tells me, oh, well, home builders overbuilt. And there's, you know, what I see driving down the road where I'm like, home builders are building like freaking mad. And they're just slashing prices. They're overbuilding. What it looks like to me, right? Just locally. And then there's all kinds of government organizations and other people, media people, stuff that are throwing the narrative out there that there's a lack of housing nationally. This is nationally now, right? There's not enough housing. It's like, really? There's not enough housing? There's a lot of houses on the market. Like nationally. There's not enough houses? How come sales are slowing down if people need houses? It doesn't make sense. Like, there's not enough housing for people, yet houses are just sitting on the market longer than ever in the past 5 years. It's like, I don't think so. That's not right. So what I think is home builders are overbuilding. And they need to get rid of their inventory. They need to slow down on building. They need to get rid of their inventory. And then all that needs to reset. Make Airbnb single family housing again. Sure, there's certainly a big amount of that. I think that a lot of that did wash away within the past couple of years, because a lot of these people got caught when prices peaked in 2020, before rates started going up like crazy in 2022, in the end of 2022. A lot of these people, that's who's been selling the past couple of years. That's how I see it. 2023, 2024, these people are just getting hit. So maybe there's still some of that inventory. Maybe that's out there. Again, I also think it depends on the area, because not every area is like an Airbnb area. You know, usually it's touristy places that people want to go to. Touristy areas would be for Airbnbs. So totally depends.